just finished up my CYMA AK47 custom kit here, right? So obviously we put a new handguard on it. If you haven't, you can go back, you can watch the build plan, kind of see everything I did, what I printed, that type of stuff. So this started out as a basic stock CYMA AK47, like you can get at GELTACTICAL.com. And then I went ahead and printed some 3D parts. Obviously I printed the stock adapter. We went to this cool Python stock. Python stock like this is available at EMERBUtoys.com or on eBay, on Amazon, they sell their stocks as well. We got a CV Life optic up here. And then I went ahead and I used the handguard from an EMERBU MK18. So some of the other 3D printed parts, obviously this receiver piece right here, so that you can go ahead and have a handguard nut or barrel nut that allows you to attach any type of barrel like that goes onto a handguard or barrel nut, right? So then I added just some decorative, trim piece there, M-lock grip. I added a rail along the bottom that I made extend all the way over just for extra stability. It's probably not necessary, but I just thought I would. So that goes on like that. You got your grip here, and just because it is extra long, right? So you may find it more comfortable to do this than do this. You may want to do both, whatever, right? Ambidextrous mag release, quick release right here. Okay, and then we'll flip it over and show you this side. So over here, obviously very similar, just we have the charge handle, right? So you got a charge handle here. Charging still works, still semi-automatic, of course. So you got your semi-automatic, automatic, and safety. I did have to replace the charging switch. So as I was messing with it, I ended up breaking it. It's a very small little switch, but I just used a trigger switch from some top loader that I'd had the wiring left around from. So it's just a little pressure switch, right? So when you pull back, it hits that switch, it's going to go ahead and prime. So, and it pulls back fine. It's just not super smooth because it is rubbing on a piece of 3D printed plastic, but it still works. And I assume over time, as that gets used more and more, it'll be more smooth. Now, the only thing I did have to do is this top dust cover was not staying in place no matter what. So I did have to go ahead, put a little screw with a washer here, and then I put a screw through at the tip. It's unfortunate. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do anything like that, but no matter what, with these, when you're doing custom builds, printing parts, nothing ever works out ideal, or perfect, I should say. But otherwise, it's pretty damn close, and I think it looks really nice. So it's definitely really cool. Aside from having those couple holes right there, if you go ahead, you could switch it right back to stock. I could have printed a whole new dust cover with a rail built into it, but it's a really long print and it didn't seem worthwhile. I thought I'd just go ahead, print a rail to go up top here. And, if someone wanted to ever return this to stock, having a top rail up here is not really a deterrent. I don't think it's nice to have, regardless of what type of front end setup you have going on. Now, these do have an extra long kind of inner barrel. So you can see here, the barrel comes out all the way. Barrel actually comes out all the way to here. So this is like a recessed suppressor. So your tip of your threads is like all the way out here. And then this kind of recessed back on just to make it not overly long. And I do like the looks of this suppressor or fake suppressor, whatever you want to call it, just with that nice, the design on it is just something. I think I'm still out of camera. There we go. So there you go. But overall, very happy with it. Learned a lot from the initial build I did on the Jinming AK74U. So obviously different, but somewhat similar blasters, different 3D parts. That one was actually a lot harder to get everything to fit right, even though, again, both these kits were specific to the blaster. And I didn't really have to do a lot of modifying, just had to change some things with the receiver. Other than that, though, the front end piece fits pretty much perfect. It's just a matter of figuring out how to put that primer switch in there so that it doesn't move. And again, eventually I did find a solution for that, but I ended up having to switch the switch. So there it is, my custom CYMA AK47 MK18 conversion, I guess we'll call it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, Share my channel with your friends and participate in all those monthly giveaways.